Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of T.E.N.S. This is your boy Steel Toro coming at you once again. We got a lovely panel of five for you guys this evening. Gonna let them introduce themselves like we always do. First, coming at you from North Carolina, Mr. Trey. Say what's up to everybody.
Hey, what's going on, T-Fight Tech?
Thank you, thank you. Next, we got Mr. Cameron Biggs in the house. Say what's up, sir.
What's up?
Sorry, reach back there, go ahead and grab your phone or whatever. He was supposed to be banned, but I had to let him back in because we had another person drop out, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only Mr. Mikhail Casanova in the building. Say what's up.
What's good, everyone? I told you I was going to be back.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
Lord.
boy.
Representing Texas, actually representing the Philadelphia Eagles, Mr. DVZN in the building. Say what's up, boss.
Man, how y'all living? What's good? What's going down? How your mom and them? What's good?
And last but not least, Mr. Alpha Rakama. Say what's up to everybody, big boy.
What's up, everybody? It's repping NC. Y'all know what it is. You're not rocking with Wakama. Let's get it. Let's see if I win today.
Let's see if you can get it today, big boy. All right. So, y'all know how this goes. We'll be asking these guys questions based on tech, entertainment, news, and sports. They'll get points based on their answers or their non-answers. We have two boards. Excuse me. Here, the green one, if they say what's under this phrase, they automatically get 10 points added to their score. If they say what's under the dreaded blue board, they get 10 points taken away. Now, if y'all are ready, let's get into this evening. Now, as you all know, we always have sponsors for our show. This evening, we're going to discuss politics. Are you all afraid of what's going on in the country right now? Finding it harder and harder to make ends meet.
Wow. That face is that face.
Is your money getting lower and lower, and you feel like nobody in Washington really cares about you? Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
we finally have a man that we can all get behind. Mr. Cameron Biggs for 2020. That's right, everybody. Vote this man, Cameron Biggs, into office. He is going to make sure that everybody is spoken for and taken care of. Among his many campaign promises are all kids will receive a free box set of all Tribe Called Quest albums, free of charge. And all Latin women will receive a green card immediately upon entering the U.S. Guaranteed, ladies and gentlemen. Now,
I'm
who
gonna have
wouldn't
my
want
white
that?
family up on my doorstep.
Who wouldn't want that? So, you know what? To hell with yes, you can. Vote Mr. Biggs. Yeah, I did. Biggs 2020, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into this game here.
Yeah, I did. Oh, my goodness.
Round one, T to the E to the N to the S. Tech, entertainment, news, and sports accordingly. Let's get in it. So question one. There's a guy that wrote a bad review about his smart garage door on a website. And the company didn't take too kindly to it. And they disabled his garage door remotely. So the man couldn't get to work, couldn't get to get groceries or pick up his kids or anything. Biggs. So what's up? Is a smart home a good idea or what?
All right, so I'm in two places with this. I feel like smart homes have been around. I mean, many years back, if you had the money to pull it off to make it a viable option, you could have done this. It's just becoming more prevalent now because you have like the Phil Hue hub, you have the Alexa hub where it can just lock into your doors, your lights, your garage door, so to speak. I think it is a good idea when it comes to the convenience, but you also have to have the mindset to understand that in the world of like computers and internet, I'm the person that's like anything can and probably will happen. So if you're gonna go down this road, just be prepared and have your ducks in a row. So if you're gonna connect your home, I mean, make sure that what you're connecting isn't just on some open line of communication through whatever internet provider you have. Like if there isn't a bridge of security between you and that garage door, which is clear that there wasn't, then you're kind of opening yourself up for like, I don't know, it's kind of like apocalyptic when it's like, oh, the hackers are going to come and take control of your house and turn the refrigerator on and open the doors, and it's going to look like, Little Shop of Horrors in your house is turning on and talking to you. But I mean, I like it for the convenience, but I do feel like you do need to do your research on it. Like, understand what the fine print says. Like, obviously, that guy at that garage door, he thought he could just say whatever, and they're like, nah, how about you don't open your garage door? Yeah, how about that? And then, he just got played on that end. I don't think it's right, but you definitely got to read what you're getting yourself into. I like the convenience. Would I do a smart home? Yeah, but it'd probably be in conjunction with, like, a very green home, something that's, like, solar powered, a little bit off the grid when it comes to, like, its consumption of energy. So then in that case, yeah, I would do a smart home, but I wouldn't so quickly jump into this idea of, like, having all these little gadgets and apps on your phone, because nobody has made the proper setup yet. Everybody's just throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. Amazon's gotten the farthest with Alexa, if we're talking about home automation with voice control. They've gotten the farthest. So, it's a cool idea, but definitely something to do your research on.
Awesome. Trey, what it is?
Are smart homes a good idea? I'm going to say yes and no. Cam gave some good points on that. I would definitely say that if you are having a smart home, as far as like your lights, your air, like your climate control, refrigerator is fine. Everything but like access to your house. Like, please do not give other people access to your house. Right. I don't feel like if somebody's running that satellite, they can turn that satellite off and on whenever they want to. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're going to like call and piss somebody off in the office.
Yes.
I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? They should lock your doors too. Made you like iRobot. So, y'all seen that, how everybody got locked in and then iRobot's about to kill everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll just say definitely just do appliances. Don't give people access to your house.
DV.
Man, it's tough, man, because the problem is we all know how tech goes. I mean, we see it with the stuff that we buy. It comes out, and we're the type that's gonna do the extra research. But most people ain't. They just gonna go get it, man. I know people that got hundreds of hue lights in their house don't even know how to use them, because that's just what I'm saying. So it's just gonna be tough whenever you have a situation like that, because you're gonna get people who are not adapt to really understand what it is, and then that's where a lot of the issues come from. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's where it's kind of like the switch. Most of us ain't had no problems, but you got people who don't know what they're doing, bending it, scratching it up, blaming it on they blaming it on the device. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you definitely gonna have those issues, man. So yeah, it's tough. That's tough. That's a tough scenario. I like a lot of the smart home ideas. I'm kind of like Karen. I like a lot of the smart home ideas, but I don't know about that doorbell and the garage door and all of that stuff.
Right. I mean, my thing is kind of like, what I'm saying? If you let them into your house, you put a smart camera in your house to keep criminals out. What stops them from just, take a little peek at you making chicken wings? That's an inside joke. Y'all don't know.
Well, shoot. I mean, the way I make chicken wings, what I'm saying? I'm ready for it to go viral. You know what I'm saying?
Alpha.
Well, I think Public Enemy said it best. You can't trust it.
Damn
that's
right. Good.
How I feel. at least to the standpoint of what Hoyt was talking about, where access, I consider that important, because if you got somebody that's able to control whether you got access to your own crib or not, I don't trust that. But let's say if it was local, as far as access is concerned, like, let's take it to just one step further, like outside of just smart homes. Let's say the feature for some cars right now, I think even some BMWs or so, you got an app that you can unlock your car.
Right.
So let's say you got people that are just so comfortable with the idea that they're like unlocking their car from work. So if you unlock your car from work, your car is out in the parking lot. Somebody else could get in your car hot wired, and they'll be out.
Yeah.
I don't trust that at all. But the concept of inside your house, like the lighting and things like that, I think that's kind of cool. But But no, as far as those major things, like access to your house, like do get locked in his own garage, nah, not
I
at
mean, I'm
all.
thinking
I,
like,
I
man,
go back to the days. I go back to the days of just using a manual garage to lift the thing up, rather than having to deal with something else that's remotely triggered to be able to
right,
lock my garage.
right. I'm
I'm
glad he
not.
didn't have his gas line hooked up to it. They would have been like, all right, okay,
But you know water. You got that smart water filter. You don't like
exactly.
it. How about you don't drink?
It's like, damn, man, why is my water green? Mikhail.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Go ahead, Mikhail.
All right, which is kind of funny because I'm supposed to be actually reviewing a smart home thing for my door right now. So we're gonna see how that turns out. But my thoughts on smart home technology right now, it's a cool concept, but it's just like this HTC Vive. If y'all probably can't even see it, joint. But
not with your spectacular background, sir. No, we cannot.
I can't get my regular camera to work. I don't know what's going on with it. So yeah, it's just like this HTC Vive. I think it's a gimmick. I think it's a cool idea. It's a novelty idea. But as far as it actual application in day to day life right now, no. Maybe 10, 15 years from now, yeah, I can definitely see it being something that would be worth having. But right now, we're all just beta testers until somebody gets it right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Good points, guys. Good points. All right. Next question. Entertainment. So Blizzard is re-releasing the original StarCraft real-time strategy game with updated graphics. I think it's gonna be like 1080p or 4K or something like that. Actually, Mikhail, while I got the camera on you, sorry, I'm getting let the people see the question real quick. It's
All
probably
right.
backwards on YouTube anyway. Okay. Now, Mikhail, since I got you, what happened to the real-time strategy genre?
Um, well, it's still there. It's real big in Korea and
Oh, good
Asian
points.
countries.
Good points.
It's
Yeah.
really big there. I mean, they're the ones that's winning all the Dota 2 tournaments, StarCraft tournaments. Like if you're trying to play StarCraft, Dota 2, or you're trying to play what's the other one, League of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know the basics, you're gonna get cussed out in 15 million different languages. I'm just saying. But no, as far as like mainstream, I don't think. I think real time strategy was more popular back in the 90s
Mm-hmm.
and the early 2000s. I think now what's mainstream is the shooter genre. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what more to say as far as RTS, if it ever will come back. I mean, if anything, them re releasing the original StarCraft, I think it is in 1080.
Is it
I don't
okay?
think they're going to do 4K.
Okay.
But they're going to bring that back. I feel like what they're doing is trying to reach back to the people from the 90s and early 2000s and get them to play, was it Brood War and whatnot again.
Right.
But other than that,
Yeah.
it's. I mean, unless they go market it purely to the Korean and Asian audiences,
Right.
that's
Right.
that's one of their biggest
Well, I mean,
money
they
makers
got
are.
it right with Diablo. I mean, I still play that sometimes, and that game is what 30 years old, something like that. So, yeah,
Diablo 3, man, they screwed it up with the first one.
yeah, they did. They came back hard with the patches, though. The
Yeah,
patches like
that's
fixed
true.
everything. So,
That's true.
trade, what it is?
The real time strategy people, I'm guessing they died off or something.
We're the
Because
dinosaur.
they had to, because like I mean, once man, I mean the Call of Duty era has run so long. I mean, Mikhail got a point. Like it's run so long, like they're still in it right now. It don't matter what game comes out. It can be Call of Duty in the hospital. Everybody's buying it, and everybody's playing it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even matter. And that's crazy because we need like some different type of games out here. Like,
Yeah.
of course, like you got your audience for like your adventure games, you got your audience for your RPGs, but man, that first person shooter, man, it's gotten out of hand, man. So yeah, bring it back. I mean, bring the real time strategy back. I probably won't play it, but somebody will pick it up.
Do you think it's kind of reflective maybe of the ADD-ish nature of today's youth? Like they have to focus too much or concentrate too hard to win a real-time strategy. They're just going to go and shoot next game, go and shoot next game kind of thing.
Yeah, I think patience is something that you gotta need to play one of those games.
Yeah.
And these kids ain't got patience, man. Come on. They not have patience, so nah, definitely not.
Cam,
All right, so I'm gonna say something a little different.
go
I
ahead.
think what happened to RTS is actually esports.
Oh,
This
okay.
like let me explain. So you got to look at these companies like Blizzard, people that own League of Legends, Dota 2, StarCraft. Like, why would they make another game when you have such massive amount of esports success and sponsorship and competitiveness in that genre? Like, once those companies made that, people been playing League of Legends, StarCraft, Fantasy Star Online. I mean, for years. Like, all they do is patch it. They patch it, throw something else in, patch it again, throw something else in, and every single year, what's the most highly played game in the world? It's like League of Legends or Dota 2, I think. Why would like anybody that's trying to make an RTS at this point is just looking at those like giants like, all right, well, if I'm really going to get on and get into the public eye, it's like you have to kind of be involved with that scene of esports. And if all the people are still playing the same game without any qualms, like they don't care. My brother-in-law's played League of Legends heavily all day. I would watch it. I'm like, how do you play hours on hours? And they don't have to change anything. I mean, they tweak things, but one of the things about RTS that I've noticed is that if they tweak it too much, that's when there's an issue. They like it from where it originated and where it stayed. So if you look at a genre like Call of Duty, we'll just use Call of Duty first-person shooters. They constantly have to change it. Even though Call of Duty now is kind of in that same realm where people wish just went back to Modern Warfare 2
Right.
or Black Ops 2. Like they're in that realm now where they've done like so much that people kind of like dial it back, go back to the old days when everybody was at your peak. But first-person shooters kind of innovate, right? You got Titanfall, you got other ones that come out. So they're constantly kind of pushing forward the genre of like what they want to do. And like Trey and you said, there is an attention, a level of attention to detail on RTS that you have to give, where a first-person shooter is really reflexes, right? Like how fast can you see somebody and shoot them? That's really what it comes down to. And then your memorization. You play the map so much, you kind of know where people be camping out at. Like I know you're gonna be around this corner. I know people be chucking grenades from over this wall because it makes sense. And you know, after a while, you learn the setup. But RTS is learning your opponent, and everybody plays different.
Right.
I come in there. I play Titanfall. I mean, it doesn't matter who I'm playing. Like we already know what the map looks like. I know what's gonna go down. You know, I know how to kill. You know, take out your Titans. But RTS is like you playing chess. Like I don't know what moves you're gonna make. I know what we have at our disposal.
Good point.
But I don't know what you're gonna do with it. So when you take games that are that intricate, and then you look at the genre of like esports and what it's done to those games, I can't imagine people really jumping at the chance of trying to make a new RTS. Because really, it's gonna make or break is if those people that are playing the league and the Dotas and all these championships that are making all this money. Like I've seen tons of League of Legends documentaries. These kids are making a lot of money. So if you don't grab that audience and get them to care, your game is dead in the water. It's just going to come and it's going to go. Microsoft has Halo War 2. They dumped how many millions into that game? It's nowhere near that level. When it's when people talk RTSs, they're not going to say, yo, Halo Wars 2, that's where it's at. They're going to be like, oh, okay, cool. But let's talk about the real players in this game. So I think it's a gift and a curse. The gift is great popularity, great money, great sponsorship, great for the players that are good at it. But it's really not going to help anybody else necessarily want to jump in there and make a new RTS.
Right. You your camera's kind of fading in, going in and out with autofocus. I don't know if you can adjust that or not.
Probably because I'm moving too much.
Alpha.
Well, for me, my response is a little bit different, but I would say it's dead. I would say it more so may have transitioned to mobile. Like if you look at the Google Play Store, iOS, there's thousands and thousands of these. Like I can't even keep up with all of them. I know only one I really probably know off the top of my head is like Walking Dead. I know they put out one, and I've been tempted to try it, but I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna play that thing on my little screen on this phone. No,
right.
I'm not gonna do it. I don't know why the market shifted there, but it has. And then also Blizzard themselves, they're focused more on their moneymaker right now, which is what you had to wean yourself off of, World of Warcraft.
You were never to speak of that.
I won't speak of that devil in here. So, but they are, if they're like you said, they're bringing back RTS. It's going to be more so of a novelty. I mean, yeah, they're going to cater to a crowd, but it's going to be really a small niche market. But I don't know. We have to see if it'll really take off on consoles again like it did. But I feel like that's what kind of gravitates me toward collecting some retro games, just for the fact that there were more diverse games, diverse backgrounds.
Right.
And then now it's all about, like Trey said, it's all about the ADD. People have to like shoot something, So, or like Cameron, you got to drive something,
And erase the game. Don't talk to me.
DV, what it is?
Man, I mean, everybody making so many great points. I think one of the things that I've noticed, like I remember a lot of those RTS joints were some of the first multiplayer games.
Yes.
That especially that you can play online.
That's true.
And I think with the popularity of those, and then online expanding to every game now. I mean,
Right.
I don't think there's a game that comes out that doesn't have as much online as it does have a regular, regular story mode. So
Right.
I think with the ability to just branch out, like you said, Call of Duty. I mean, I can play Watch Dogs online with somebody.
Right.
Ghost Recon, we could all be, doing that. So I think that just takes away from the singularity popularity of using those RTS games as, that was almost like an online meeting place.
That's a good
I know
point.
people that got married. I know people that, form families. I've seen documentaries, stuff like that
Right.
on people who were playing some of those games because, I mean, that was kind of like, one of the first internet breeding grounds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the expansion of online to every game has really just taken the focus away on some of the classic RTS games,
Right. Man, y'all killed that. Good points. All the way around. All right. Let's get to this next question here as soon as I can find my cursor. All right. All right. In the news, reviewers of the Samsung Galaxy S8 are already reporting that the facial scanning feature can be tricked just by using a picture. Alpha, is that a bad look for Samsung already before they even released that joint?
Man, I'm gonna repeat the same answer. You can't trust it. I'm not using that thing, man. No. I just can't. You don't put a picture up there and then, Samsung's already full of gimmicks. I would say, and then for a gimmick that doesn't work, nah, leave that one alone. They should have done some more research on that case. I thought, because at least when I heard with the Note 7, it was smart enough to be able to discern between your face and a picture or something of the like, but nah, if they already tricking it now, either one thing, either people have gotten smarter and found a way around it to use a picture, or number two, either Samsung is not using the same technology that they had on the Note 7. So if that's the case, I know I won't be using that. Just all no. You're talking about letting somebody into your house, now let somebody into your phone and then take your identity. Nah.
Yeah, that you mentioned, it kind of ties together. If you got your home tied into an app on your phone, they can get to your phone, just walk right in that joint right behind that. So.
Exactly. Now you see the big picture. You know what I'm saying? Somebody let themselves into your house because they showed a picture of you off of Facebook and got into your house.
DV, what it is?
Man, I think this sounds like one of the things that Samsung messed up on this phone, because if you look at the placement of the fingerprint scanner, it shows me that with it being all out of place, that they really was focusing on this facial recognition feature. Like they wanted that to be the primary thing, because that's why they put that fingerprint scanner all out of place. So I don't know, man. If people already are hacking it, man, it's gonna be tough. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have problems using your fingerprint, which can still it has its issues as well. But I mean, everybody uses the fingerprint scanner now.
Right.
Like now they train your face, and then what are you gonna do at night?
Right.
Like if you ain't got the lights on, you can't get into your phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's definitely not a good look.
Yeah.
We need to do better. Do better.
Mikhail.
All right, so that's I had the Note 7, and I actually took a picture of myself, and I was actually able to unlock the phone with the picture. So this ain't something new.
Oh, okay.
It's just something that people didn't bring attention to. It's been there. I think the only phone that actually got the facial recognition right was the Lumia 950 and 950 XL, which nobody gives it props for, and people shitted on it back when it came out, saying, "Oh, facial recognition, who wants that?" And now everyone's trying to do it now. So, props to Microsoft for being again an innovator.
Yeah.
But no, I think this is going to be a big issue. I think for like the hot first month of it being out, I think people are just going to complain about it, and then it's going to fade away like everything else does.
Right.
I don't think it's a big issue, but I mean, like DV said, like we're already trained on using fingerprint recognition.
Right.
The next thing is going to be the facial recognition, which I think, because I know with the Note 7 and I know with the Lumia, it'll illuminate the screen so it can see your face. So I don't think it's going to be a big issue. I ain't really bothered by it.
Cam.
So, what Mikkel said, he's right. On the Note 7, they had the same issue, but they had that whole exploding thing. So they have bigger problems, and nobody cared about that. But I just think that it's not, especially if you're trying to talk about security. Like if your whole thing is like the Samsung Knox, like the whole entire locking of your phone, encrypting it that they have the app for, and you're trying to use like this facial recognition in order to give people another layer of security. If it can be beat by a picture, then you already failed out the door. And anybody that's trying to keep their significant other from looking at their phone, I suggest don't do this, because they're just gonna put a picture of you on their phone from Instagram, and they're gonna be like, "Thanks, I'm in this piece."
Good point.
And then whatever you're trying to hide is out there. So not a good look for anybody that's into that whole she can't look at my phone, he can't look at my phone, because there's going to be a whole lot of, interesting conversations later on dinner when people figured out that a picture unlocked it. So to me, it's kind of like a misstep. I don't even think that they should have even got involved with it, right? If I look at it, the Lumia did it right, but even when I tried it, it's slower than a fingerprint, right? So in my mind, I'm like, who's really going to hold their phone out and be like, all right, it's unlocked now? Right. Like that's not your motion. Your motion is you pull it out your pocket and your finger is somewhere on that phone. So a fingerprint is, to me, is like probably the best thing that you can kind of do for a phone, that and a PIN number. The face thing is like, I mean, what are we getting down to? Iris scans. We're going to have the junk at your retina. You're going to look crazy in the street. You're going to be like, this guy's blind. He doesn't need to be out here. So I don't think that that's a great idea. Also, where they put the fingerprint thing, I think they hedged their bets on that, and I don't think that's a good bet, because my wife has small hands, and I already told her, I'm like, this little fingerprint scanner, I mean, you got to like grip this phone in some weird way for the top to like try to make it. I can reach it, but I have big hands, so that's not a good thing when you got 6.2 inches of screen in the fingerprint reader that you're going to use for like Samsung Pay or Google Wallet, or whatever other form of, needing to use a fingerprint is going to be used for. That's not necessarily a good setup. I think in the middle was the best compromise for having a fingerprint on the back. The Pixel, the, Nexus 6P has that as well. Where they put it in the middle makes sense. But to have like a facial recognition that isn't like on the biometric level, where it's like looking at the features of your face or something like that, or it's like, make a certain face or something like that. Like, if you're gonna do that, it should be like make a certain face that you haven't done in a point. Because if that was the case, then you couldn't beat it with the picture, because they're gonna be like, that's not the face he's making in his picture, which means that that's in an infinite combination. It's like, what face were you making when you did this? Like, nobody's gonna work it out. So they should have done that if they just wanted face. But yeah, to just have somebody automatically just put a random picture up and it says it's unlocked, that's not a good look. To me, that's just, I don't even know if it's something I would use. I personally won't even activate on my wife's phone. I'm gonna be like, don't even put that on, because that's just useless. It might look at somebody that looks similar to you and be like, hey, that's you, let's go. And like Alpha said, then they're all in your business like that. Like somebody can just lean over your shoulder and be like, unlocked. Okay, all right. Then. Like nobody needs somebody to look over their shoulder and then unlock their phone. Like that's what we don't need. So they need to go ahead and take that back to the lab, work on it, do some software updates, make it better.
I think I got a searched the. I did so much research, I forgot right now. But I think the S8 does do iris scanning, I believe.
I believe I heard that too, but I don't see. That's the funny thing. It's like I heard that, and then they're saying they can break it with a picture. And I'm like, that's not iris. I don't know.
No, but I believe it does both. I watched I think I watched the review. I think Kevin the Tech Ninja, he was like, it does both of them. He said it's fast, but
Still, the whole phone to your eye. Come on now, we ain't doing that.
Trey. You're on mute, boss.
All right, I was having some video problems there, but
there you go.
yeah, honestly, man, I think that they just kind of got it wrong by maybe the design or how they set it up. I mean, when you think about it, if you can put a picture up and you can like depict like an actual person and it actually accepts it, that means that there's like no like heat transfer or anything. They're not looking for any kind of heat, but it's like a real face.
Mm-hmm.
So all they need to do is add some radiation to it. And you know what I'm saying? They start giving some people with cancer, and then it'll start working. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause when you put the little VRs in your head, you're already sucking it all up in your brain anyway. So you talking to a man that don't even use fingerprint scanners. So definitely, I think they can get it right, but I don't know if it's gonna be a healthy right, because the only way you really can fix that is do like a heat transfer or something like that. So
yeah. Okay. Cool. Next question, actually last question in this round. Sports. The Oakland Raiders are moving to Vegas. DV, is this good for the NFL? Is it good for the players? Good for the residents? What's up with that?
Man, it's hella good for the NFL.
Really?
It's crazy. Nah, I think it's gonna be good. I mean, I think people overdo the Vegas thing. Like people think that people don't bet on the NFL now. Like moving to Vegas is gonna change something, that everybody is just gonna be strung out betting on the NFL. They betting on the NFL now. Every work poll. I know, man, people that spend lots of money. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be they got a lot going on in LA. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot for you to do in LA. I know that they gonna miss their squad, but it's just too much to do, man. They ain't got, what I'm saying? Another area can use the NFL, man. That's all I'm saying. Spread it out. Let more people have it.
Okay. Cam.
I feel the same way DV feels. One of the sentiments that people keep having is that, with Las Vegas, NFL players having to come to practice on time, not get involved in whatever nonsense that Vegas has. I'm sure something's going to happen, but either way, they're already in a major city. Like, you want to get into something, you can get into something regardless of whatever city you're in. So it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Vegas just has the bright lights that come with it. Like, oh, man, what happens in Vegas, whatever. They're grown men, they're going to do what they're going to do. One of the good things is Vegas has a lot of residual in spendable income from all those casinos. So you want to talk about a team that's going to get a lot of probably perks, loves, the good state-of-the-art stadium, things for fans that can afford to maybe upgrade themselves when it comes to the seating and the features that are available in the stadium. They're going to get that. Because if anybody's been to the Oakland Raiders Stadium now, then they know that this was a long time. And that stadium's in the hood, okay? So, this was going to happen, okay? Now they got Marshawn Lynch. Yep. That's something. Yep. So, this is just part of the course for them to get that boot over there. And they're going to have, I'm sure somebody in the city is going to get some money for moving the team. And like DB said, California got enough teams across every single sport. Mm-hmm. Spread it out. Because, you had the few going for the Raiders. Most of them are going for the 49ers. So, it's time to just spread things out a bit. They're already at their max. One team can't get everything. And, two teams, it's hard to split the funds, which you want to do when you got them both in the same vicinity of each other. So it is what it is. I'm sure they both do well. I mean, fans, if you're a fan, you're gonna follow it. Like, I'm not a fan because of the state. I'm a fan because of the team. It can be the Minnesota Knicks, and I'm still a fan, so I don't really care. So that's all. To me, it's a good look. I'm sure it'll be fine for the teams. They'll get a new stadium, and that's honestly what players want. They want a new stadium to play in.
Right.
You know, so go ahead and get it.
Mikhail.
All right, so from what I know, I think this is the second major sports team to actually go to Vegas. There's a hockey team that went there. And what I do know, there's going to be a baseball team and a soccer team and maybe an NBA team going. So, I mean, clearly the money is there for them to move. Our fans going to be salty about it, you know. But at the same time, like Cam said, if you following the team, you don't care about the state. You following the team.
Right.
Is it more of an opportunity for them to get into trouble by being in Vegas, like the players individually showing up late and whatnot? I mean, in my opinion, it ain't no more trouble than any other place. I mean, you're going to have all kinds of shit that you can get into no matter where you go. So, financially speaking, I think it would be better because I feel like Vegas got the money to do it. Hell, majority of all the Hawaiians out here in Hawaii, that's what, the 9th island?
Yep,
Vegas?
that's true.
They all go to Vegas anyway, so basically the Hawaiians are going to be paying for the state, for the team. I'm just saying.
They're paying for the foundation.
Right? But, yeah, it's a good move. I think it's good to spread out the teams. California has too many teams in one vicinity, so
Alpha.
Well, if Oakland was worth anything, then they would have rebuilt the stadium there.
Yeah.
Because
Good point.
Because you look at the New York Yankees, they rebuilt their stadium in the same city.
Yeah. Good point.
So for them to move to Vegas, obviously there's more resources there. So it's a good move. It's going to benefit the team. It's going to benefit the owner of the team. And, you know, it's just going to be the only people that's really going to upset is the locals, you know, the diehard fans. I'm sorry, Ice Cube, but, you know.
And he'll be in Vegas. Don't even play.
But, yeah, overall, I think it's a good look, man. Good, you know what I'm saying, for them to move to Vegas. And then on top of that, you know, when we get this Politics Vegas trip on, then we get to get in on the action.
Well, I gotta give Alpha some points for that. Yes. Trey, what it is?
I see it as good and bad. I start with the good. Like, you know, with them going to Las Vegas, like Cam said, it's like an instant fan base because, you know, when they get over there, you already got your people over there. Everybody's in Las Vegas they're just gonna jump on the wagon. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna have fans when they get there. Now, will they be real fans? I don't know, because like most people in Las Vegas, they out there to party. So, you know, I guess we get like a half and half, you know, but they'll definitely get the money that they need. I mean, what else is in Vegas besides money? Women,
Sand,
parties, yeah.
desert.
So, but you know what I'm saying? My heart goes out to the people in Oakland. I'm gonna tell you why. Because some of them people who are not as fortunate as, you know, people like we are, they never get out of their city. They never have an opportunity to go out and do anything. So, like the Oakland Raiders is like the only thing they have to grab upon. You know what I'm saying? So when you take the heart of Oakland out of Oakland, you know what I'm saying? What's gonna happen? There's gonna be more violence. There's gonna be more craziness because now people ain't got nothing to do. People ain't got nothing to agree upon. If you ever notice, you know what I'm saying, in America, when things are going wild, things are going crazy, man, Super Bowl Sunday. I'm sorry, not Super Bowl Sunday. On Sunday, when your team start playing, everybody get cool again. Yeah. It don't matter what you mad about. You know what I'm saying? You could be like in a fist fight, and the Panthers come on TV, you be like, yeah, dog, you can't throw that touchdown, dog. Everybody cool again. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, I hate that they leaving Oakland like that, but hey, man, the money do what the money do is what I say.
Man,
they added to what he said. I think also though, like Oakland's being like rebuilt. Like my cousins used to live in Richmond, California, and Richmond was rough. And you go to Richmond now, and if you can afford to live there, that'll be a surprise. But I think that's what's happening in a lot of those areas over there is that this gentrification just coming through, and they're like, y'all gonna leave. That's gonna be it. So unfortunately, yeah, I know what he's saying about having a sports team and everything, but I think at some point in time, they're going to move that team either way. They put their money where they want to, and that was in the 49ers stadium.
Yeah.
Because 49ers had, like, what, 2 now?
Mm-hmm.
Raiders been sitting in that same one this whole entire time.
My thing is, okay, so, well, two things. One, I'm pissed off about it because now the prices of hotels in Vegas is going to, like, skyrocket.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I used to go to
Don't
Gold
let them
Coast
get
for
to the
like $20 a
playoffs.
night. Now it's gonna be like $90 a night for that POS hotel. But anyway,
Airbnb.
the second thing is nobody is concerned about the NFL putting millions of dollars in these young kids' hands, and at the same time putting them right in the middle of like Sin City, and what could possibly go wrong, right? I mean, really, nobody's concerned about that.
I mean,
Yeah, that could go
I
wrong.
have 2 thoughts on it.
I mean, it's kind of like what Cam said, though. I mean, you see it right now. You get arrested in Minnesota. Didn't they have the boat party? You know what I'm saying? Didn't they? Like if you got you. I mean, it's a different time. It ain't like back in the day. Like when they talk about like small markets versus big markets, it ain't like that. It's money. If you got money, you can have anything you want happening wherever you at in America right now.
You might be in a city that doesn't look like Vegas, but if I got millions of dollars, I can make it Vegas.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like I can be in the middle of Idaho, but if I'm sitting on 10 million, my life is gonna look like I'm in Vegas because I can just afford to do that.
Oh man.
Yo, just remember, man, that like you can drop a stadium where you want. It's like Charlotte, the Hornets were playing like way out of the city, right? They're playing uptown. Man, when Bob Johnson came back, he dropped that stadium right in the middle of downtown with that money. And that's what they're doing. They're dropping it where they want to. You might as well just like point to the map and say, look, we're gonna put a team here, here, and here. So it's gonna be like Mikhail said, like they're gonna lose too.
Well, all right then. So at the end of round one, the scores are Mikhail 11, Alpha 14, DV 11, Biggs 14, and Trey with 9. Trey, the champion never seems to make it out of the first round. The champion from the
man.
last show. That's
I tried. Time for some Zelda.
awesome. Mute that for me, but stick around. We'll get you on the end of the show. All right. Moving on to round two, ladies and gents. This one is going to be Nets, news, entertainment, tech, and sports. Question one. Oh, God. I wish Trey was still around for this one. So, Congress has elected to remove consumer data privacy rules and allow IPSs to track your browsing history and sell that information. Alpha, is this the beginning of the end?
Don't trust it.
Man, basically they're talking about selling your no. That messes. Last year the big deal was the whole fight over the open internet versus control of the internet and the ISPs allowing you to have basically the ISPs like charging you for fast, basically to charge you to be able to access certain websites that'll be blocked off.
Right.
And now this is a whole other thing that's basically selling your identity again. This is of course that's the beginning of the end. You have to at this point you almost have to live off the grid just to be able to keep your sanity and keep yourself together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just if this is like what things are tracking into, and then eventually, I don't even know if you remember, but the Obamacare plan had something in there about a device tax, and I still don't know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if that's like some device they're supposed to like track you with or whatever. But if you look at that whole freaking bill, was I don't know how many pages, how many hundreds of pages, but there was a device tax in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so, the way things are going, I don't approve of it. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, we need the internet to do things. We need the internet to communicate, to even get a job. Now, what was it this past week where somebody had posted a thing on Snapchat to apply for jobs at McDonald's through Snapchat
Right,
now?
yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, almost makes you want to go back to paper and pencil like when I was a kid. We don't even do chalkboards, anymore. They do
Yeah.
smart boards and iPads now. Like teachers don't even use chalk anymore.
Right,
Like
right.
what kind of society is this now? So I don't
DV.
know.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. I thought you were done.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, for me, I don't approve that movement. So yeah. Go ahead, pass it on to DV.
DV.
Well, as somebody, who works with the school, I'm tired of all the faxing. I'm tired of all the printing. So, I'm against it anyway, man, but it's just a waste of resources. But, yeah, man, this is only going to do, like, me and Cameron was talking about, man, it's just going to force those of us that be doing, stuff wrong on the internet to get your VPN popping.
There
You know what I'm saying?
There it is.
It's gonna force you to get your. Like I said, man. I mean, you gotta look at Congress and who voted for Congress and what they voted for. I mean, I don't want to get into politics, but a lot of people who voted for this Congress and this current administration didn't even vote on issues that were good for them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're identifying with somebody who doesn't speak for you, and you voted for these people.
That's true.
So I mean, for those who support this, they get what they deserve. The rest of us, we're gonna figure out how to maneuver around it.
Yeah. And yeah, folks, if you are watching this, now would be a great time to subscribe to some type of VPN. I'll just leave it at that because I'm not actually on the show. Cam.
So I'm same sentiments as everybody else. All right. So I have another view on this, right? My view on this is always going to be that internet providers, whether it's Time Warner, whether it's Comcast, whether it's any of these people, they're for-profit companies, right? And they were allowed to become these giant conglomerates and become for-profit companies. And for-profit companies means they're trying to figure out whatever way they can to line their pockets. And we are just here playing around with whatever services that they have so graciously offered to us. Unfortunately, and it's not even like it wasn't like they created it. Obviously, whoever created the internet, whoever creates the backbone of these operations is just employees for them. And then we gave them all the power of it because many years ago when it was Ma Bell and not AT&T, they allowed that company to grow into something that's like, you can't stop it now. So when I hear news like this, I'm like, it was bound to happen. AT&T, Time Warner, these companies, when they did that net neutrality thing, they just sat back and said, we're going to come back to this again because there's going to be another president. So every 4 to 8 years, they're just like, we're just going to do this again. Right. And if one of these presidents agrees to them and is in office for 8 years, and they have enough time to make it to their advantage. So they're just going to, even if it goes back, when Trump's done and they can bring somebody else and they can turn the book over and say, we're changing everything else. By that time, it's too late. They're like, fine, cool. We just made a few $1 billion. It doesn't necessarily matter at this point. We'll play the game, and then when we get somebody else in there who's on our team, we'll play the game again. So you already see it with Google Fiber. They try to get in there and play the better part of for the public. That we're going to provide fiber optic level speeds. I mean, gigabit speeds to people's homes. It's going to be at a good price. And what happened? They done backed out of that as soon as they started because they probably had enough heat from all these companies like, yeah, you're Google. Yeah, you have this much money, and they're valued higher than, let's say, AT&T in some senses or the other cable providers, but they don't have power. And that's what I always tell people. I'm like, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you don't have the power to control over it, it doesn't matter. I can just basically make you bend to my will, If you're a millionaire and you want to eat at my restaurant, if I close the front door, you're not getting in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it doesn't matter how much money you have. So, these companies have created that. They've created the power. They're sitting in Congress. Google's not in Congress the way these telecommunication companies are. They're there in the sense of we're partnering with you to talk about new technologies, but they're not sitting in them rooms and they're like, so what are we going to do? We're going to let this, sell the ISP thing. This is totally in their favor. Now, I do say this. It's kind of already happening. We already know you search something on Google, you're on another website. It's like, hey, I saw you looked at socks. I'm going to throw some socks on the side. Right. So we're already seeing it's just that now it'll probably be more prevalent. Ads and advertisement with this mobile world you're in now is probably the one thorn that's going to be going to take many years to figure out
Yeah.
because you see ads and apps you buy. You can buy an app and then next week they do an update. They say, hey, to monetize us, to help do updates, we put a small little ad in the corner. It's nothing obtrusive,
Right.
and it's like another advertisement. Here we go, and that's just something that's going to take many years to figure out because advertisement companies are like, this is the greatest time. This is the greatest time. This mobile time for advertisers is better than ever because before you had to have a TV, you had to have cable. So those are two things that many years ago were expensive for a lot of families. It was like, do you have a TV and do you have cable, or at least do you have over the air, channels?
Right.
And then that's the only way you're going to see what I have to offer. Now it's your phone, a restaurant you walk in with a screen, a TV, everything is just basically broad advertisement. So this to me isn't surprising. When I read this stuff, I'm like, to me, there's nothing that they could do when it comes to the government rule over the ISPs that could shock me. Only thing that probably would make me have to, be really upset is if I get hit with like a data cap because I'm clearly over all data caps. And I know people that have those, and I'm like, I'll move. Like, you don't talk about me. We'll be in this little town that doesn't have the data cap. I'll be like, hey guys, I'm about to move in next door because they over here talking about 100 gigabytes a month, and I'm over here on something nuts. I be looking at my Time Warner app, and I'm like, that's probably one thing I don't like because I'm like, they're probably looking at this like, this dude, I don't know where he's at. He's in Cali or he's in China, wherever my VPN goes, and they're like, I don't know who this dude is. But yeah, VPN. If you ain't got one now, research them. I would definitely do not, if anybody's watching this, do not research what is the best VPN, okay? Because that literally will give you and because of this, there's a lot of like fake VPNs popping up, a lot of them. I was reading another article and researching some of my own for my sister, and there's VPNs popping up that are literally just fake, taking people's information and your IP address and where you're at and just basically hacking.
Yep.
So if you're looking at this and you say, I'm going to search what's the 10 best VPNs, do not do that, okay? That is like the first 90 options are terrible, okay? Your best option is YouTube and probably Reddit. You go on Reddit and type in VPN and you will get a massive list of people breaking down why they use it. Does it have data logging? Do they keep a history? How long do they keep the history? How many minutes back do they keep a history? Like I was going so deep on VPNs that I almost lost it. But yeah, do your research on it. If you ain't got one and you've been, finding different ways to watch movies that are in the theaters on your computer, I suggest you make that happen as soon as possible.
And that, people, is why we vote Cameron Biggs 2020. Mikhail.
I don't even know how to come
follow that up.
But I'm gonna go ahead and say that one, get a VPN. You probably can't see this.
White screen.
Wow. Thanks.
VPN Unlimited. I use that on every device in my house because it's basically, this is all cause and effect. One, with the ISPs not giving information away, which they basically always have been doing in some way. The effect of them doing that is now VPNs are going to be making a ton of money because people are going to have to go get that. And then you're going to have to, like Cam said, you're going to have to research that because, one, if you Google it, there's a whole bunch of fake ones. And you can't trust every VPN. Even some of the most trusted ones have security issues.
That's right. So
you don't even know if you're actually secured. Because that was one time I was testing one of them. What's the name? It ain't IP Vanish. It's another one that I tested out. And I got that message from Time Warner. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be real careful with that.
Yeah.
Which one you go with. But I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, Big Brother is always going to be watching us.
Yeah.
The minute we got cell phones was the minute,
yeah.
outside of social security numbers. The minute you click into Facebook, I mean, think about it. Why people check in everywhere on Facebook and social media?
That is a good question.
So,
good guys, good. All right. Next question. All right. Entertainment. Okay. So the trailer for the new Thor Ragnarok movie has just been released. Or at least I just saw it a few days ago. Um, Cameron, are you excited about this film?
Oh, I am. I like all the Thor films. Now, I'm not super excited, but then again, I always approach these movies kind of like at a medium pace. That's just me though. So can't really run off me. With any movie that comes out, I come into the theater at medium kill all the time. My expectations stay at medium because the way you get played in movies these days is too severe. So I'm like, let me just come in there. Looks cool. Saw the trailer once. I also do not watch a lot of trailers over and over because I tend to find out that if you watch really long ones and you go to the theater, that was all the good parts.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I just gave you $19. Okay. Movies are already out of control expensive and 85 at the snack stand. So I'm gonna need to make sure I maximize my time, you know. But no, it looks good. It's not very high on my list. I watch Thor kind of like if I go to see it, I will. If I don't, I'm not too hard pressed to see it. I would rather see like Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. I'll see those like right away. Thor is like I'll see it if it's like comes up like a wife's like I want to see it. I'm like cool. If I don't, I'll catch it when it comes out.
Mm-hmm. Mikhail.
Am I excited about it? I thought it was a good trailer.
Yeah.
I think my biggest disappointment is the fact that we can't get a decent Hulk movie.
Bro, they disrespected Hulk.
For real. But it just goes to show, I mean, what I'm looking at when I watched the trailer, I was like, okay, so Thor looks a little bit skinnier than what he usually does. Got the haircut. I was like, okay, that's going along with the whole Ragnarok storyline. But I feel like they're kind of skipping because based on the comic books, this is when Hulk went just straight rogue and had kids and came back to destroy, Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure where they're going with this storyline based on watching the trailers.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping it's good. I mean, I didn't care for the second Thor movie as much as the first one. So hopefully this one will be better. But yeah, when you watch a lot of the trailers, you do ruin a lot of the movie for yourself in that aspect. So I do agree with that.
Yeah.
But you never know. I mean, Marvel's made some really good movies thus far. I mean, I can't say they've made any bad ones since they've fully taken over since Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been really, really good, with the exception of that horrible Iron Fist show and Justin Jones. I'm actually kind of curious as to how they're going to tie those shows because everyone's supposed to come into the Infinity War.
Right.
So I don't know how they're going to tie in those characters into the movies. But yeah, Thor, okay, I'll go see it. On Cody.
DV. There you go.
Okay, man. Yeah, man. I mean, it's tough for me because I'm not the biggest superhero fan. I usually let the wife decide if we're gonna watch these movies. Which is funny. Why I haven't watched the trailer is because I had a video plan where we were gonna watch a couple trailers. It was this one and the trailer for a movie I just seen called Slight. And I was like, man, I want to watch it with the wife. We're gonna do a video about that because I wanted to see what her reaction was. But the whole Thor series is cool. Definitely not. I'm probably be like y'all, man. Get my VPN right and do it the way, do it real comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, with cheap popcorn and affordable drinks. So you figure that out however you want to do it.
Alpha.
You know what? Like DV, I still haven't got a chance to actually watch that trailer. I'm just like, and I saw that question. I'm like, oh man, I didn't watch it yet. But I've seen it's popped up all of my YouTube, and I'm trying to watch everybody else's YouTube tech videos. I'm like, I'm gonna get around to Thor. Didn't get around to it yet. But I'm gonna give you my impression of Thor so far. Like the first two Thor movies, they were straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a Thor like hardcore fan, but seeing him in the Avengers role, like Mikhail said, like the Hulk, like the Hulk being Hulk's movies haven't really been great as standalone movies, but as far as when you put them together in the Avengers movie, like you see that Hulk personality come out. But yeah, that's kind of how I feel a little bit about Thor. Is that Thor has a little bit more personality, a little bit more swag about himself. But yeah, I'll probably see Thor, but it's not in my top movies to see this year.
Right.
I would say honestly, for me, and it's my first number one movie that I want to see is this year is Wonder Woman. So that's the
Right.
one that I'm hyped to see
Yeah.
among all the superhero movies that are coming out this year. But Thor, I'm gonna probably see it. I'm gonna come across it. If I got a crew of people to go with, I'll probably go see it. But if not, I might wait on it. And I'm probably not gonna see it like first night. But yeah, Thor is one of those that I'm saying it's one of the movies I consider to see. I mean, I have there hasn't really been particularly a bad Thor movie,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, I'll probably go see it. Once again, I need to go see the trailer and see what it's all about. So
And for the love of God, will someone please make a good Superman movie? Please! Jesus! All right. Next question. All right, so Tech. All right, so Destiny 2 is being released in September to all major platforms except the Switch. Apparently, Bungie is going to continue with its release of exclusive content to PS4 owners. Mikhail, is this a smart move by Bungie or is this bad for gamers?
Um, both.
Okay.
The reason I say it's both is because this goes back to how PlayStation 4 is basically the number one install for a console uh, for consumers. So they know they got a large install base there. I think there's more people actively playing Destiny on the Xbox versus the PlayStation, but they're going with numbers. So
Mm-hmm.
numbers say that PlayStation 4 has more units sold than the Xbox, I think by a couple millions.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's I guess what as a business decision is good on them. For gamers, I think it's bad, especially those of us that's gonna play it on PC, like or on the Xbox. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's really bad because we're not gonna get the full reality of the game, the full real vision of what it should be
Mm-hmm.
because of that.
Mm-hmm.
I also think it's a bad idea to not put it on the Switch. I mean, they could definitely do it, just scale it down because I mean that would sell.
Mm-hmm.
That would definitely sell on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it just really comes down to numbers. I mean, Bungie's is looking at numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and it is what it is. As a gamer, am I disappointed? Yeah, because I don't want to play Destiny on the PlayStation 4 again. I started off with Destiny 1 on the PlayStation, had nobody to play with that I actually knew because everybody was on the Xbox. And then I had to switch over and start over, switch over and start from scratch, and having people like Cam and Josh carrying me all the way. I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna suck. What I think, and this is gonna be completely outside the question of that you're asking. What I think needs to happen is we need to go ahead and fully embrace cross-platform gaming. I know Microsoft recently released a statement they're really going head on. They reached some negotiations with Sony to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just make the damn thing happen.
Yeah.
So if I want to play Destiny on one, I can play it with everybody. I'm not split. It's just splitting the audience in a way.
Right.
And I don't think that's, I mean, again, it's numbers, but I think it's bad business overall. That's just my take.
DV.
Man, as a PC gamer, I honestly believe that exclusives are the reason consoles are still around. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, if you take away exclusives, then there's no reason to have a either or. You know what I'm saying? Because if you have the same game the same way on every system, then there's no. I mean, you still have preferences, but I mean, I think exclusives are what keep it in console game real heavy, man. So if they take that away, I mean, I think that's just smart for business for them to keep it popping that way, especially with the PS4, man. With like Mikkel said, with that install base,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Just go with the big dog, and for you basically got to force people to do it how you want. Now, for gamers, as a gamer, like I said, as a PC gamer, there's a couple of games that are console only that I wish I could play. And so, it hurts. It hurts. But it's like, man, you just find something else to move on,
Cam.
So I guess, I'll say this, right? I actually don't even think it's a big deal, right? If we go back to when Destiny first came out and they released their exclusive stuff for the PS4, what was it? It was nothing that would make you be like, I need to not buy it on an Xbox or a PC. I need to go get on a PS4 because those guys have 4 different maps. And that's my issue with this whole exclusive thing, right? Exclusive content for these providers is kind of like you get a different gun color, you get a different outfit, and you can color your craft a different color. That's not exclusive. I mean, it's exclusive in the sense that, yeah, you can only access it on the PS4, but who cares? Like, when I go to GameStop or anybody in a pre-order game, they're like, if you pre-ordered at GameStop, we'll give you the exclusive, black Zephyr automobile. I'm like, I don't care. Okay, I don't care. Like, this is not going to be the difference between me playing this game and beating it and being good at it or not. And that's where I feel like if you're going to go the exclusive route, then do it for real. Like, right. But the thing is, they can't. So I know I'm asking something that's like rhetorical, because if they did, it'd be bad business, because you'd be talking about saying all PS4 owners have an entire different planet on Destiny 2.
Yeah.
You can't see it on PC or Xbox, which then that'd be something major. Then you would see such a huge shift, but then none of those companies are going to do it. So my thing is, I'm kind of on the plane of just like make it cross-platform. I think what glues all these consoles together or decides where people go is actually their online interface and how they interact with those that play games. Mm-hmm. I prefer to play on the Xbox because I like the interface better and faster when it comes to me switching in and out of games and going to other forms of entertainment, in a sense, right? I can hit the home button. I can see the side menu. I jump to YouTube, come back. I'll, send a message to Mikkel. He might send me a message, join this game. I'm right in the middle of YouTube. I accept join game. I'm jumping right in the game. See, I just like that interface. That's, to me, what makes the bigger difference between these companies is that is their whole sole purpose. How are you functioning when it comes to the gamers, and how are they using it? Because if we leave it up to the developers, they're just making the same game. That exclusive content is because Sony paid Destiny. They just line their pockets, and they're like, cool, you want to give us an extra few $1 million so that you get it for the first 6 months? We'll give you some extra skins. We might make you an extra character, and we'll give you a new dance move that only you guys can have. Like, they don't even give them that much stuff, but like DP said too, it's enough to kind of sway the market and the perception in the conversation to say who has exclusives, and it'll say, well, PS4 has the exclusive for Destiny content, and they also have the exclusive Spider-Man stuff. Like, they'll do that. So that conversation will make it so that the perception is they're getting higher exclusive. But I like to get more fine-tuned with it, where I'm like, okay, what is it that you have? Like, do you have something that I can't get? Or are you talking about just visual stuff? Like, do you have something that's core to the game that I cannot do or I cannot play? That's when it gets exclusive. Like, I can't play Uncharted on Xbox. That's exclusive. Right. Like, you saying you're gonna have this or a certain feature for 3 months, 6 months, I'm like, cool, I'm patient. I'll see you on whatever system I want, and I'll just wait for you to release it there, because you're gonna release it there because you want to get the monetization from that as well too. When we get to something that you cannot play on whatever platform, to me, that's when exclusive truly matters. For this, I'm like, they had stuff last year. I didn't care. I'm not going to care this time. I'm not about to reboot Destiny on PlayStation. Like, that's what's not happening, okay? The amount of, even though you can't take your character over, it's just the amount of time that I put into Destiny is no. It's like Destiny is one of those games, like, you choose your platform and you pretty much stick with it, because it's just too much work it's too much grinding to come out of that. Like, I wouldn't tell DB if he's in the middle of it on PC, you need to get off that and get on Xbox. I'd be like, no, that's way too much work. So for Destiny, I'm like, people are going to buy it where they bought it originally. That's going to be the whole thing. I don't think you're going to see too many people jumping out the window trying to grab Destiny on PS4 because of exclusive content. If you got a PS4, you're buying it there.
Yeah.
If you got all 3 systems, if you got 4 systems, you're just gonna make whatever choice you want to make wherever you want to play. That's gonna be the deciding factor, not their exclusive content.
Still, ain't you buying it on all 3?
Shut up.
Yeah.
Alpha.
All right. Well, for me, I understand what Bungie's trying to do. If they put both the same game on all platforms, but they're only wanting to cater to this group of people. And just like Mikhail says, just probably because of the numbers base, like the install base is higher on PS4. But here's the caveat to the whole thing. Like they obviously want to play the exclusive game, but I don't feel the exclusive game is as tight as it used to be back with Genesis and Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see the commercials back with Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Right.
Like the rival between Sonic and Mario back in the day was just like you would spend an entire day in school arguing which one was better between Sonic and Mario.
Yeah, good points.
And so just like Cam said, it really depends on what exclusives are they really adding to it. If they really wanted to be exclusive, they would just take the game and put it on one platform and not the rest.
Mm-hmm.
So then that would be obviously the reason why you would want people to jump on that one platform is because now you are completely exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
But in that circumstance, it like Cam said, it might not matter. It really might not matter because as long as they can play the base game, everybody's good with that.
All right. And last question for this round, sports. Right. In the NBA, there's been a great deal of attention as of late on teams resting players by not letting them play certain games as the playoff season nears. DV, is that bad practice or is that smart strategy?
Well, when Greg Popovich was doing it, it was a smart strategy. When LeBron started doing it, it was a bad practice. You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
Like, that's crazy. No, but I mean, I think people, this goes to the attention span because back in the day, man, once teams hit the playoff, like, we locked in for the playoffs and there's 4 games left, they was resting.
Right.
They was taking time off.
Mm-hmm.
The fact is now, man, the analytics and the numbers guys have come out and say, man, it's not smart to play this guy all these minutes and still try to, advance in the playoffs. So they're taking advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sucks if you have the old school mind state of just play every game.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think, man, things change and we evolve. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't work out the same way we worked out in the 60s.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? The game is not going to be played the same way it was played in the 90s or the 80s. So, I mean, it's just tough. I mean, I think fans will adjust. It's like 2-3 games a season. People lose their mind.
Yeah, but if you have to be one of those 2 or 3 games a season, well, you don't want to pay all your hard ass money to see LeBron James play, and his ass ain't out there playing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I say this. If you support your team and he ain't playing, you should be happy because you might got to win that week. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Alpha.
Yeah, it's kind of like a trade-off. You can rest the guy and then let him rest a few games and then play the heck out of him for the fight. He's gonna be all burnt out. You might, what I'm saying? It's a trade-off. It may not. It's not always guaranteed to work. Like he said, the Browns did it and it was bad. It probably depends on how you do it. It's like we're only human. As far as you can only play but so much. You try to play this guy the entire time, he's gonna burn out, man. Yeah, he's gonna burn out.
Cam.
Personally, I think it's a very smart strategy. I mean, they do this in every type of sport. I mean, like every sport, if you're already in the playoffs, it's the last 10 games. I don't want to see the stars out there. Like, I'll watch the game and I'm like, why is LeBron still playing the last game of the season? And they're already in the number 1 seed or something like that. I'm looking at the coaches on TV like, what's going on? Sit that man down. Like, because when they lose, when teams lose, what do? They go back and say, well, he was tired. He played all 45 minutes all
Good point.
season long. That's why he couldn't know at the final stretch of the finals. He ran out of steam. They do it to every player, every team. They start losing, dwindling down. They start talking about, well, they've been overworked. They've been overplayed. If you're locked in for the playoffs, keep the core of your team, the one that's going to get you whatever chip you're trying to go after, keep them healthy. If that means you're playing the third string, you're playing the third string. If you're a fan of the team, you're a fan of everybody on that bench. So you can't be mad that you showed up to a game and you're like, I thought, Kobe was playing. I thought Paul George is playing. He's sitting on the ground. They got, John Doe out here shooting bricks. I don't know who this kid is. I'm like, listen, hey, he's part of the squad. He's helping y'all because he's allowing the other guy to sit down and rest so that when y'all get to the playoffs, everybody will be healthy and you can play. Do you see it in I don't know. The only other sport I know I see something like this a lot is completely different. It's in Formula One racing. When one of the teams has enough points to win the Craftsman Championship for a racing, you will see the top driver all the way in the back because all he has to do is get 1 point to win the whole thing. Everybody up there fighting, crashing, he just coasted. He's like, I'm still gonna win, guys. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's the same concept. Let the players sit, they get their health, and then go after what matters because nobody cares about an NBA season when you lose the championship. Ask the Warriors.
Yeah.
Everybody, the joke now is you blew a 3-1 lead. They don't care about those 72 games. You see they dialed it back this year. Okay, 67. Yeah, because you guys is going too hard when it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about season wins. Right. They talk about championships. So rings matter. Get your ring however you have to get it.
Yeah. Mikhail.
Yeah. All right. So the way I'm looking at it is it's from a business perspective, it's really good to do that. One, you don't want to injure your key people because a lot of fans come out to see certain people play. Yep. I look at it in the same aspect of professional wrestling. Leading up to WrestleMania, for instance, you don't want to see Undertaker or The Rock or any of them wrestling week in and week out, and they're big name stars. They come in, when they show up, they're money makers. Mm-hmm. So we don't want to see LeBron James or, Steph Curry on every single game. We want to see them on the games that matter. Right. And besides, if we run them into the ground, there's a risk of injury. I mean, anything can happen.
That's true.
And you look at it from the other business perspective of you got the investors and all the people, the owners, they want to see certain people on certain games. Mm-hmm. They're the ones that make the decisions, not so much the coaches all the time. Mm-hmm. And then the fans, even you look at the advertisements for certain games, even in certain sports, they show clips of certain people, and people expect to see them on those games. Mm-hmm. It's from a marketing perspective, it's smart to do it that way. Yes, I do think it's a good idea.
Okay, good. Like I said, I just don't think. I think if you, like McKay, okay, let's say, what I'm saying, they're building up to WrestleMania, and then the WWE is coming to Hawaii one time this year, and you like,
they're
okay,
already did.
No, hear me out. Okay, we featuring Brock Lesnar. You know what I'm saying? The Undertaker. You pay your hard ass buddy $60 to get nosebleed ass seats, right? $60 for some sorry ass seats. You get in there and they got freaking, I don't know, Slater or whatever the hell his name is. Heath Slater is like the main event or some shit like that. How would that make you feel?
Man, I'm about to go in the ring and clown the fuck off.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's a headline though. I can understand if they're headlining the event and you go there and they got Nacho Libre out there. I'll be like, hey, this is not what my ticket is looking kind of funny. I'll be at the window I think I read this wrong.
All right, that's gonna do it for the second round. These scores are Mikhail 21, Alpha 21, DV 20, and Biggs 23. DV, what you got to say before you head out, friend?
Good die young. Good die
Awesome,
young.
man. Awesome. Go ahead and mute that for me real quick. Appreciate that. Take this back over here. All right. And we will be moving on to round 3. Alpha better bring his ass back if he. Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. So, moving on to round 3. As you all know, this is a sponsorship round. So, round 3 is going to be yes or BS. You will be presented with a statement. You will tell us whether it's yes or BS, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get into round 3, let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever wanted to see Darth Vader versus Superman? Is this the match you guys have dreamed of all your lives? Well, it's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. Because Steel Toro and DVZN will be facing each other off live at Alpha Rakama Hotel and Casino, ladies and gentlemen. It's finally going to happen. The match the entire world has been waiting to see is going to go down. It's going to go down.
That's a good hotel name, Alpha. You might want to look into that.
Let me introduce you to our fighters. So this is going to be the fighter bio for Mr. DVZN. He likes crab legs and 4K cameras.
Crab legs.
He dislikes bad lighting in his videos. He comes to the ring with an impressive record of 34 wins, 0 losses, and 1 no contest. Now, that no contest came when DV left the ring in the middle of a fight when they announced the seafood buffet was closing in 15 minutes. Yeah.
Whoa.
So that's where the no contest came from, Mr. DV. Now,
If it's Bellagio, I understand.
his opponent, Mr. Steel Toro, his fight bio, likes sushi and Asian women, hates the Green Bay Packers and Batman.
Ooh.
Absolutely. He brings a record of 28 wins and 1 loss. Yes,
To me
ladies
and
and gentlemen, Superman lost. Now that loss came when he was fighting Alpha Rakama, and he said, look, it's Gail Kim. And he sucker punched him when he turned his head. Make sure y'all tune into this, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be one for the record books. DVZN versus Steel Toro live on pay-per-view October 37th. Tickets are only $2,000 a piece. Pay-per-view is only $500 per person watching at your house. Look, if I'm going to fight my homeboy, I'm going to get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? We got to get paid. It is
October 37th.
Yes. It's going down. Remember the date, ladies and gentlemen. October 37th. It's going down.
October 37th.
Let's get into this round. Yes or BS? The WWE was right to allow Roman Reigns to defeat Undertaker at WrestleMania. Mikhail, you already got that look on your face. I'm gonna let you start this off.
Yo, first off, BS. Bullshit. All right. Reason I'm calling it bullshit is because if anybody should have defeated Undertaker at WrestleMania outside of Brock Lesnar, it should have been Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
They're building him up as the new face of fear. He's supposed to be the new Undertaker-like supernatural character. Why the hell would you give it to Roman Reigns? You got bigger guys like Batista, who went up against Undertaker. You have people like CM Punk. Punk, please come back if you're watching this. Please come back. And you got people like Edge, Randy Orton, the Legend Killer, back when he had that stick. You got these guys coming that had a better persona, better hype, better character. Mm-hmm. And it's Roman Reigns just to give this motherfucker a third main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This dude's been pushed to the fucking Andromeda Galaxy and back. No, bullshit. I mean, yeah, I love my Uso, one Samoan to another. I love him, but no, motherfucker, no. You don't need this. God, we could have just gave it to CM. That dude never main evented WrestleMania.
Yep.
He could have his promo versus Taker at WrestleMania 29, I believe it's 29, was
29.
epic. He should have won it. It was epic. They could have gave it to that would have legitimized Randy Orton as the Legend Killer if he took out Undertaker.
Yep.
Then hell, it would have solidified Batista as the Animal if he took out the Big Dog.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they gave it to Roman Reigns because you know what, we're behind him. A guy who has two moves: a Superman punch, which still I think you like the naming of that.
Yes, sir.
And he's got the spear, which he doesn't even do it right. I don't like his. No, he did it right one time. I mean, there was at one time he speared Rusev. And I swear that dude was like 50 million feet off the air, and he just came down like a bomb. It was like Hiroshima, Nagasaki. I was like, damn, he hit that. But I would have rather seen at WrestleMania Goldberg versus Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Spear versus spear.
Yeah.
But no, he should not
good,
have.
Mikhail. That's good.
He shouldn't have. I'm done talking. I'm mad about that now.
Alpha.
Yeah, it's definitely some BS. Just like Mikhail said, there's a lot of better people. Like you could take a lot of these old school legends and line them up with Undertaker. You could even freaking bring back. I'm not sure is Vader? Did Vader die? Like Big Van Vader, not Darth Vader.
He's like in his 60s though. He couldn't wrestle to save his mom's life at this point. So
I mean, Undertaker is old too. If he's 60 years old,
Undertaker's 50. Mikhail, Undertaker's 53.
52. He's 52.
Okay, all right.
Wow.
That was a sad match to watch too, man.
It
Just
was.
watching him getting his ass whooped.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at that rate, they might as well just throw in any old person to go against Undertaker. Might as well throw Kofi Kingston in there. You know, I mean, what's the point? What's the point?
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely calling BS on that though, because obviously there's better contenders.
Yeah.
So,
Biggs.
5 cents.
Okay, so I don't really watch wrestling.
Point deducted.
But I'm about to play devil's advocate on this one. I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say yes for why. Because controversy sells, and that is what keeps this conversation going. And even when I did see that whole highlights on there, and people were mad, and I was reading into it, and I was like, I know why they did this. Because this is what they wanted after. They wanted this conversation to keep on going. I look at all these companies like this.
Good point.
They're about having their viewership, they're about having their money, they're about having the controversy. Okay, United Airlines, they're having low ticket sales, they drag the man out. Okay, but I think they just did this because this is how they kind of let a lot of the other greats go. It wasn't necessarily always somebody that was like on their level, and they just push it even further. They're like, all right, we're about to bring in this new regime. They're trying to get the old heads out of there, okay? WWE's like, it's time to get the old heads out. Undertaker, take this L, okay? We know in real life you would probably toss this guy out the ring, okay? But right now we need you to take a knee, okay? Take this L and just bow out. And that's what I saw. I was like, they're getting the old heads out of there, okay? Yeah. They had them come back for like a year. They got their money, got it back, or some nostalgia, boosted things back up, but the thing I noticed too is that WWE can't stay on nostalgia, right? That's what brought them all the way here. And they probably realize that now, like, we need somebody that nobody knew about to beat this guy so that kids that are younger, like, whoever that kid is who just beat the Undertaker, my dad's favorite person, I'm in my dad's face down his house, like, yo, your Undertaker got smashed by Roman Reigns. Okay? Like, so you already know, like, there was probably arguments at the dinner table. Little kids is like, yo, Dad, I want to hear nothing about Dusty Undertaker. Okay, Roman Reigns came in to wipe the floor with that man. Okay, Roman Reigns. So like, you know, there's kids now that went out, bought the jersey, got the action figure, and got their parents in there tight. Like, yo, how did this bum beat Undertaker? And the kids is like, nah, it's the new age. It's the new energy, okay? You guys is too old. And that's what they did. They just fueled a bunch of fires. And they got this guy is like, we're going to give the good guy, he's clean, ain't got nothing really crazy. Give him a platform to take off because we're going to need some new heads because the old people that have been riding this and holding this down, just can't sustain us. They can't sustain the WWE.
Yeah.
It has to be passed off. So they just gave them the biggest talking point.
Yeah.
Like all wrestling fans mad. And this is why. And this is why they did it.
Yes, I am mad. They
why.
could have used that as a platform to turn Roman Reigns. He's still not heel.
There you go, Mikhail. There you go.
He's still a good guy. The thing that was just hard with that match was just seeing how he dominated Undertaker.
I feel bad for Undertaker fans who had kids in their house that were like, y'all like Roman Reigns now, because there's a lot of disowning going on. Like, you'll talk, you're not my child. You're not my child.
Man.
All right, good, guys. Good. Let it go, Mikhail. Let it go.
Man, screw Roman Reigns.
Next question. So, Greg Popovich is to the NBA what Bill Belichick rather is to the NFL. Cam.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
And I mean, obviously, Belichick has more. Well, I don't know. No, I don't think he has more Super Bowls and championships. I can't remember. But as far as
I think they both have 5. I think Popovich has 5 in the NBA. I think Brady. Belichick has 5 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I give Belichick a little bit more because I mean to get 5 Super Bowls is a big deal, right? Like I feel like, and not to say the NBA isn't on the level of like intensive and competitive as like NFL in their respective sports. It's just that the NFL is one game and you're out.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of in the last one that they won was serious, okay?
Right.
Because I was watching it and I'm like 328. This is a wrap. Like nobody's, and then next thing you know, I'm like, this isn't happening. Like in my lifetime, I never thought I would see a Super Bowl where somebody was down by 25 points and came back. Because I was like, this just doesn't happen. And so I say the same because they both have this methodical way of coaching. And what it to me is like under pressure, they don't even change their facial expression. Yeah. Like if you ever look at Popovich and they're down, it's like 3-1 in the series. Like they're as cool as can be. Belichick down 328. He's like, it's all good, guys. It's all good. And to me, that is a sign of like a great coach because if you can, under those certain circumstances, be able to pull together a team and be like, we're still gonna come out of this on top, then I say they are equal to that, especially in the NBA for Popovich. Now, there used to be an argument that it was, forgot his name already because I'm just mad. Knicks head coach, I forgot. Why did I forget the guy's name? Yeah. Used to be
general manager, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, when he was coaching, it was like, now his legacy is like going down because he's doing nonsense.
Right.
Like, and that's the thing. It's like about legacies, right? You're a coach, it's your legacy, right? When you step away from it, it's like, what do you leave behind? Like, that's pretty much how they look at it. Those two right now, I'm like, they're at the top of their game. Probably now I'm looking at it like I'd probably be looking to retire at this point, but because it's coaching, you can go to coaching as long as you feel like, until you're just like, I'm kind of burned out. As soon as they start losing, then they'll say something. I mean, obviously, Popovich, they haven't won thing recently, but I mean, his history of having won the NBA is like so robust. It's like a lot of newer coaches now that are getting a shot because they have a lot of young team players, a lot of stars on there. But as far as those two, I feel like, yes, they are equivalent in their respective sports.
Okay. Alpha.
I'm gonna say it's BS. This is a yes BS round, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say BS because Brady also got 5 rings, right? So and the way that what I'm saying, I noticed when I came back to work the next day after he won the freaking Super Bowl again, like everybody was all like, oh, Tom Brady is the greatest. Look how great he is. He was able to come back with all these many points, and he basically came back. He played a whole nother game and came back. And I'm just like, and it's just because because of that comeback, they honestly, I will give Brady some points on that because they were down and he did come back, but at the same time, it was a mental game. Mm-hmm. They got into them Falcons' heads. Yeah. And they did the darn thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, I would say Brady's that person that instead of Popovich, I'd say Brady's in that position. The way people see him as, like, now after that Super Bowl, that's the way they see him as. They see him as that role.
Right.
So I would go with Brady.
Mikhail.
I'm calling BS because I'm taking the L on this one because I don't know.
Points deducted. Oh my goodness! Yeah, that's the penalty, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know, but good on you for your honesty, but it's gonna cost you. Next question. The Oklahoma City Thunder would be sure to come out of the West if Kevin Durant had stayed with Oklahoma City. Mikhail, I know you know who these guys are, so.
Wait, what's the question one more time? Let me see it.
The question is, actually, the statement is, the Oklahoma City Thunder would be sure to win the Western Conference if Kevin Durant had stayed with Oklahoma City. Yes or BS?
Yes, because he was a superstar of that team. Of course they would. Without him, I don't know who they got that can replace him right now.
Well, when he was with Russell Westbrook, and who was the MVP this year, which is why they're more than likely, in my opinion, are not gonna win the West. But if Kevin Durant had stayed, along with the season that Westbrook is having, do you think that they would have won the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, the thing is, like, you can't just have one guy that's going to be the all-star. You need at least two of them.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. You had Shaq and Kobe. You had Scotty and MJ. You always got to have two.
I'm sorry, who?
Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
Who?
Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
Did you just say Michael Jordan?
Yes.
Michael Jordan? You get 10 points from saying Michael Jordan.
This dude went from having points deducted.
I'm calling BS on this entire round.
Yes.
I'm calling
the plus 10. Mikhail has saved his chances, ladies and gentlemen, by saying the words Michael Jordan. That is pretty awesome. Dude, stop right there, okay? Stop while you're ahead. Alpha.
Man, yeah, I'm gonna have to say, at least their chances would be higher of winning the Western Conference if they had Kevin Durant. Especially if he didn't get injured. If he's actually there and he's playing, yeah, they got a high chance. I can't say it's 100% certainty, but if he got injured, then probably no. You're playing with half a dude, Joe.
Right.
So, but that's my answer. Is that I would say they stand a higher chance with KD, that other than not having them. So it's like taking.
Oh, sorry.
Kobe.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. It's like taking what?
I was gonna say it's like taking Kobe out of the freaking Lakers.
Yeah.
Nah.
Cam.
I'm gonna say BS on this.
Okay.
For a couple reasons, right? If we're and you're talking, the question was if they're gonna win the Western Conference Finals,
yes.
Right?
They would win the Western Conference Finals if KD was still in Oklahoma City.
I'm gonna say BS because I can't base it off what we're seeing now, right? If we're basing off what Russell Westbrook just did was 42 triple doubles.
Yeah.
That's because Kevin Durant wasn't there. He would not be grabbing that many reads. He would not. Kevin Durant would have looked at Russell like, "You don't pass me the ball right now. You're gonna be off this team." Like, Russell is doing what he should have done when KD left.
Yeah.
He's basically stepping up and putting that team on his back, as he should have done. But if KD was there, I don't think their dynamic would have made them some conglomerate. It wouldn't have been like he got 42 triple doubles and KD's there doing what he does. Right. No, it wouldn't have been the same. It would have been what they were before, which got them all the way up to playing in the finals. But that's the thing. It wasn't like the Warriors needed KD. When he got injured, what happened? They went on like a 6-game winning streak. When everybody was like, Steph is sitting in the back burner, not doing nothing. KD got injured. All of a sudden, this dude's lighting up the arch again, dropping 30, 40 points a game. I'm like, this dude was just chilling. Like, literally, he was. Like, that's all I saw. I was like, this guy was chilling out. He was probably like, great, we got an extra body here. And Steph Curry kind of is that type of player. Like, he became a star, but I never saw in him that he was trying to thrive for it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it happened because that's just the way he plays. So when KD came, he was probably like, cool, I'll pass the ball to him. I got no problems with this man, you know, taking some of the spotlight because I'm cool. Russell Westbrook wanted the light. You can see it in how he's playing, which is great. But he's playing in a way that's like a little bit selfish in a sense. But I mean, it's not bad because if he's not selfish, somebody else won't be, and they blame him when the team doesn't get nowhere.
Right.
But yeah, if KD was there wouldn't have been 42 triple doubles. It would have been 10. Okay, he would have had that reduced down because he would have had to share the ball with someone else.
Right.
But because he's a star, he can control that team better, and he probably likes it that way too. And they might be better off like that, where they get more supporting players. How the Warriors manage this is how they've been managing it is kind of an anomaly, to be honest. To have that many people that can actually play, willing to like forego minutes and spotlight, not every team can do that. Right. Even when Kobe and Shaq were there, everybody was like, there's always a little bit of friction. Scottie Pippen and Jordan were probably the only ones that were like, you know, always playing right, and he understood his role. But that's not that often these day and age. Like, people want to be stars, and they want to have all the shine on them. So I think they might be a little bit better off now. They just need more. They're just going to need more supporting players to Russell. And he already proven what he can do with what he's left with, which is get them into the playoffs. So they just need a few more pieces, and they're good.
Okay. All right. Last question for this round is okay, let's see who paid attention last weekend. After losing to Daniel Cormier last weekend, Anthony Johnson is going to stick to his supposed retirement from the UFC. Alpha.
That was probably the plan all along. Because just like you said, we were watching the fight. It's like, how you known for knocking somebody out, and then you're gonna try to go WWE on somebody? No. You know what I'm saying? You came in purposely trying to lose.
It did look that way. You know
what I'm saying? You just like the Panthers going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? I'm from North Carolina, and I can say that, you know what I'm saying, Cam was trying to lose that game. How you freaking get a safety in the freaking like first 5 minutes of the game? No. That was the plan all along. That dude was trying to lose. Man, there was no effort. So that's it. Go ahead and pass it on to Cam or Miguel, man. That was
Cam,
the point.
what it is.
Same thing the Alpha said. He was trying to lose. And honestly, you know what? I'm gonna say something like MMA and UFC. Like, I've seen already enough. Like, there's a lot of fights people come in there just to take an L. Like, I'm just like, y'all just want a quick paycheck because, like, to be throwing in the octagon, and y'all just like, all right, I'm gonna get myself knocked out. I'm gonna just tumble on the ground, and then all right, I'm pinned down. Look at Ronda Rousey. She came back, and her joint was an extended GIF. Like, she came for like 30 seconds to get slapped around. I'm like, what are we doing right now? Like, what's going on? Like, and I don't want to hear nothing after, like, I gave it my all. No, you didn't. Okay, you should have gave on that microphone and been like, I came there to get paid. I'd have been like, I'm like, excellent. You know, get that check. Okay, don't come there and say that you were trying to do a battle and a fight. And that's the result, because you can already see it in these players. Like, you can see it in their body language. You can see it in sports teams. Like, when people want to lose, you immediately see it. There's no hiding it. There's no like, okay, he tried. That's not a fight. Everybody's seen boxing, UFC. When you see a fight for two people that won it, what is it? What do? We talk about it as one of the greatest fights ever seen. Not something where we're like, I don't understand how he lost. When all them questions pop up, when people are like, I don't know how, you know, Floyd Mayweather beat Pacquiao like that, because Pacquiao didn't want it. Okay, like, he didn't want it. If he wanted it, he would have just went for the goal. Like, everybody saw that fight. At one point, it was like, either you're gonna go fist to cuffs with this guy right now, or you're gonna lose this thing.
Yeah.
Because his talent is I'm gonna milk the clock and move around. You're not gonna touch me. You know, like I'm gonna make sure I have my brain and face when I leave this ring. So like that to me, all those fights like that, I'm always like, these folks want to lose. Like, especially in MMA when it's such a physical sport. Like you can't fake that. Like Ronda Rousey losing, I'm like, nah, you weren't even in the building. You were thinking about cookies you're gonna bake at home. And you were just like, oh snap, I'm fighting. Oh, I forgot. I forgot I was in the ring, and then she just got slapped around. I'm like, same thing with the last fight. I'm like, I don't even what Alpha said. It's just like, no, this was a purposely built L. Like this person was in the back. He talked to his family like, listen, guys, just understand that I still can knock people out. I'm just gonna take this one, okay? Tell the kids their dad still got it, okay? like he was giving out disclaimers like, listen, I still will knock somebody out. I'm just taking this one, all right? I'm trying to bow out, okay? I don't want to have the belt because then I gotta come back. When I lose, I can retire, you know?
Mikael.
Man. I mean,
your
it was
position's pretty much safe. You could drop the mic on this one and still you're going to the next round. You're going to the final.
Yeah.
Anyway, that Michael Jordan
just don't make a sandwich.
Go ahead.
I mean, I just got one thing to say. It was obvious, like everyone said going in, his heart was not in it. He knew he was quitting. Yeah. He knew he was quitting. He knew that was his last fight, and he had one or two choices. Am I going to go out on top and get paid, or am I going to go out on my back and get paid? And he went with the second one. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. And yeah. All right. That is going to do it. And Alpha with the slight comeback. Mikael, of course, with his 37, and Alpha with 31, and Biggs with 30. He beat the president.
What? Yo, Alpha, I'm doing a tax audit on you when I come through. He the first one I'm auditing. I'm like, yo, Alpha or comma. Double check the YouTube earnings.
Hey, just come to my casino.
Mute that for me, Cam. Thanks. Stick around, though. Stick around. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Alpha, this is your first finals, ain't it?
Man, that was my first yes or BS round.
Here we go with the showdown. It's going to be interesting because I know at least one of these questions is sports. So, anyway, here we go. The winner gets his second 60-second rant and the title of T.E.N.S champion. Fill in the blank. This will be the hardest one for y'all if it means anything to you. The sleeper team in the NFL next season is blank. Alpha.
Sleeper team, huh? I'm just trying to think of all these changes. Like you said, we talked about Oakland Raiders moving, but Oakland is Oakland. Let's see. And then Panthers, we got whatchamacallit back again. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard one to put on the spot as far as who's the sleeper team, but I'm going to say people who are not expecting to take it all the way. Probably this season, I'm going to probably go ahead and say somebody who's probably got potential, but it's not in the limelight, so to speak. You never know. You know what? The Texans might actually do good. And actually, okay. Or either that or Cowboys. People are thinking the Cowboys, okay, since they made it that far and they done fell off, they might just, you know what I'm saying? Either one of those two. I'm either rolling with either Cowboys or the Texans.
Okay. Mikael. He's buying himself some time, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to say either New England Patriots or the Vikings.
Oh, I know what you did there. I see what you did there. You trying to get some brownie points by saying the Vikings.
No, no, no.
That ain't gonna work. First point goes to Alpha. Nice try, though. Next question. The greatest rap or hip hop group of all time, group now, is blank. Mikkel.
Man, I'm gonna one either NWA or two a Tribe Called Quest, but I want to go with a Tribe Called Quest because that last album was fire. It was fire. It was fire.
Yeah. Alpha.
Yeah, I was gonna go either Tribe Called Quest route or I was gonna go Wu-Tang Clan. Like
Ooh,
Wu-Tang
yeah,
was
that's a good
so
one.
deep. They got so many hits. Like, did everybody in the group even get an album?
Yeah. Okay. Alpha
but
is,
I'm but
go ahead.
but I'm gonna actually roll with a Tribe Called Quest just because like the actual message.
Mm-hmm.
Um, don't get me wrong, Wu-Tang Clan had a message too, but I would say like Tribe Called Quest had so many hits that honestly that just the message that resided throughout the whole community. I mean, it's you got so many legends, even like whatchamacallit, like Mikkel said, they still even released another album.
Mm-hmm.
So if they've been rocking throughout these generations, Wu-Tang Clan is, they don't really claim Wu-Tang anymore, like Busta Rhymes and
Right.
all these people. They still from the old school. They still new.
Yeah.
They change labels and all. Busta Rhymes even went to like freaking Interscope with Dr. Dre at one point, and then so. But yeah, I'm rocking with Tribe Called Quest all
Okay.
day,
All right.
all day.
All right. All right, Mikhail, you get that point since you added Tribe Called Quest first. Lucky Joker. All right. Last one for the win, gentlemen. The superhero movie that I would most like to see made is blank. Alpha.
Is this gonna be based on your opinion or mine?
It's not a
Just saying.
loaded question. It's not a loaded question.
Okay. Superhero movie that I would like to see that has not been made yet. Because they got all the big ones so far. I mean, they done got Wolverine, they got Superman. Even though they haven't really put together a really good Superman
Right.
movie yet. They got Flash got his movie coming out. Wonder Woman's got her movie coming out. I'm trying to think about who has not been out because they've got all the stuff that's coming out. But let me see, an underrated person, I guess, I'd like to see Gambit, be honest with you, because they were talking
Nice.
about putting out this Gambit movie and they never did. And I'd like to see Gambit done really good instead of having Channing Tatum as Gambit, like they were saying they were going to. They need to have somebody real. And I can't think of an actor at the top of my head that should play Gambit. We need somebody that's got that Southern drawl accent,
Right.
that Cajun, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that has that accent that Easy Computer Solutions has, but it's a white guy.
Mikhail.
Oh man. So one that hasn't been made or one that needs to be done correctly?
Has not been made.
Has not been made. All right. And we're pulling from DC and Marvel.
Any superhero.
Man. I think the only person who's actually a relevant superhero that hasn't even gotten a movie would be Captain Marvel.
You know?
But don't they have Captain Marvel in the works though?
No. They don't have anything for that yet.
Wow.
I thought I heard rumors, but hey, whatever.
Hey,
You
there
know?
were rumors, but yeah.
I'm sorry, dude. Alpha's gonna win it with Gambit. That was a good
Yeah.
one. That was a good one. Ladies and gentlemen, the new T.E.N.S champion is Alpha
Oh,
Rakama.
snap.
He has done it. He has done it.
Wow.
All right, sir. You finally get to tap the mic all to yourself for 60 seconds. Your time starts now.
Man, I'm gonna start off talking about all these changes at my job. All right, we went from being able to have electronic devices at our desk, being able to come in with jeans, to shoot, I don't even care for it, but we used to even be able to come in with flip flops if we wanted to. But now everything's got to be business casual. You got to be all, you know what I'm saying, for what? You can't even have electronic devices at your desk. They don't even want you to eat at your desk. They don't want you can't even wear hoodies no more. This one dude came in with a hoodie, like it's like a hunting hoodie or whatever, like, camouflage hoodies. And they pulled a dude in the office and try to write him up. Like, come on, really? Really? And then, the changes over there ain't making no sense. Like, they just doing stuff just to do something. And then also one dude, they're trying to watch the people's vocabulary now. Like, dude got written up for cussing in the parking lot. Really?
In the parking lot?
In the parking lot. So I'm like, no, dude was on his way home. Just because you're still on property of the company. Come on, really? Nah. That's it with my rant. I'm done, man. Because I just can't say anymore. I can't say anymore without throwing out the company name. And this is like on, what I'm saying, public. Nah.
This is streaming live right now. So
I'm not saying anymore.
all right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us once again on another episode of T.E.N.S. We appreciate you guys tuning in. If all you guys can come back, we'll let you pub your channels. Say goodbye to the crowd for this evening. Let's see. DV. Ooh, DV. All right. Got the Barry White lights on. All right. Cam's probably somewhere running around chasing his kid.
I'm back.
Man, I was in here trying to film something. You know what I'm saying? Y'all caught me with the lights off.
Yo, man, you missed the
Davey was
upcoming
taking
match.
a nap or something. He had them lights off.
You missed the
What'd you
upcoming
say?
match you got coming. But go back and watch the show. I think that commercial, you might want to see what's coming up for you. But,
I watched most of it. I missed the commercial. I was mad on that last round. I was like, woo! That would have been an easy win. You know what I'm saying?
all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for watching us. We appreciate you guys. This wouldn't be possible without you. We appreciate you tuning in, watching the show. We're gonna let these guys push their channels. The new champ, we'll let you go first.
All right. So once again, my name is Alpha Rakama. You can find my channel by my name. Stay tuned for more coverage of LGG6 this week. I got LGG6 cases, and I got the full LGG6 review. And then also we've got a review for the Fast RMX game. Me and Hoyt, we did a collab last week. We recorded it, and that should be coming out Monday. So stay tuned. Just click the link in my channel, subscribe, and I'm about to pass the mic on to Mr. Hoyt. Go ahead.
Hold on. You're going to what you call it coming up here pretty soon too, aren't you? What's that conference? CES?
Oh, you talking about E3?
E3. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. You went after that?
So yeah, both me and Keith are supposedly going to E3.
Okay.
So
all right. Make sure you get
I
some
need
videos for that.
Scorpio highlights.
Yes, please. Trey.
Hey, what's going on? It's T5 Tech here. Got the tech, got the games, and all your fresh names. Please look out, for that collab that we have going on with the Switch Mondays coming up. Note, I do not know where Alpha Comma works. I do not know what he's talking about. I don't know where he works at. Okay, so I just had to get that disclosure out there. I like my job. So, all right, passing it to the next.
Biggs.
Our
future president.
So my campaign trail is going to begin with this podcast that's coming, but I bought stuff that didn't work, and we live on an island, so 2-day shipping don't exist. Okay, it's more like a week. That's all I got. I was sponsored by Smart Food Popcorn this afternoon. The whole bag is done, so if y'all watching, hook your boy up, okay? I buy enough of it. I need more.
Mikhail.
So this is your boy Mikhail Casanova, sponsored by Jersey Mike's, along with the whole Polytech.
As president, everybody will have free Jersey Mice cards that are in this group.
I'm actually going to be doing a couple of reviews this week. One's going to be why you should have a VPN, and that one's going to be sponsored by VPN Unlimited. Going to be doing a review for my camera. My camera, not my Cameron. My camera.
I was like, yo, this got real weird. I was like, yo, talking to wife, like, hey.
All right, now keep it PG. Nah. I'm kidding.
I was like, I don't know.
I want to do another off the dome video with everybody. Actually, I actually want to do it. I got some emails that came in, and I want everyone involved in it. If they want to hop in, I was going to do it probably either tomorrow or Monday. Y'all let me know.
Awesome. DV.
It's your boy Dookie. Bang, budget and new gear reviews. I got mad budget stuff coming up, and I also got almost $300 mouse coming up. Holla at your boy. It's going down.
All right. Yo, we got to do that boxing, the state of boxing chat that we talked about doing. Maybe we can get that.
Man, I want to do that, man. I want to do that. I think it's a topic, man, because you know when you look at the purses, when you look at what's really going on, you gotta wonder what's really going on. I think some questions need to be asked about Dana White that a lot of people don't. What?
All right. Thank you, guys. And this is your boy Steel Toro once again. Thank you all for tuning in this weekend. Ladies, if any of you ladies are watching, I really want to have an all-female cast. I get sick of these ugly mugs every other weekend. Please hit your boy up at tens.stream@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. I'm going to put all of these guys' information and my information down underneath this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on my channel. Check out all the information. They got great content out there. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. We'll see you probably in the next 2, maybe even 3 weeks. I might be out of town. We'll see. We'll tune in next time on T.E.N.S. Thank you guys for joining. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Yeah, peace, dude.